Hello, viewers. I am Mr. Dilip Kumar Pal, stands before you with a very important topic of global politics of paper number 10 of 4th semester, and the name of the topic is Cultural Dimension of Globalization. So far as cultural dimension of globalization is concerned, we'll mainly discuss meaning of cultural dimension of globalization, its symptoms, its positive impacts and its negative impacts. I request my viewers to watch this video attentively till the end so that your idea about cultural dimension of globalization will be clear. And I request you again that if you have not subscribed my channel, subscribe the channel and request your friends also to subscribe. So all students will be benefited. And in my channel, first semester, second semester, third semester and fourth semester notes of +3 level and +2 first year and +2 second year notes only of political science are available. I request my viewers to make best use of my channel. Let us start. We'll take up today cultural dimension of globalization. So far as cultural dimension of globalization is concerned, we'll take up first what is the meaning of cultural dimension of globalization. Globalization is a modern concept. It has been originated basically after Second World War. And the object of globalization is to interconnect all nations economically, culturally, and in other spheres. The object of globalization is to make the world, which was fragmented previously, into a single community. The object of globalization is to make the world boundaryless. Its object is to connect all nations culturally, politically, socially, and technologically. The object of globalization is to make the world a single village. So, no doubt it is the object of globalization to make the world a single community. It has some merits as well as demerits. But scholars view that only the merits of globalization will have to be adopted. Its demerits will not be adopted. It means the benefits of globalization must be accepted and it must be used for the benefit of the people and benefit of the environment. So in this context, once Mahatma Gandhi told that in my house there will be no windows and doors so that cultures of other country will come. But even if cultures of other country will come, I will not allow my culture to be vanished. It means we'll have to accept good things of all. We'll have to ignore bad things of all. So, good things of globalization will have to be accepted. Its bad things will have to be ignored. And so far as globalization is concerned, it has political impacts, social impacts, and it has cultural impacts. But its cultural impact is very significant, which we'll discuss now. So what is the cultural impact of or cultural dimension of globalization? In globalization, all the nations will be interconnected. automatically their cultures will be interconnected. So whenever cultures of different nations will be interconnected, at the time one culture will affect other, and one culture will be affected by other in turn, and sometime a mixed culture also will develop. This is known as the cultural dimension of globalization. All the cultures of different nations will be mixed and they will influence one another. By this, a common type of culture will develop. This is known as the cultural dimension of globalization. And in the cultural dimension of globalization, some symptoms are marked. Now already, globalization has cultural impacts on all nations. And some symptoms of globalization are marked. The first impact is that material desire. Due to globalization, due to cultural impact of globalization, people of developed nations will move to lands which are underdeveloped. So when people of better culture will move to another country where people of a inferior culture are inhabiting, at that time there will be interactions. So people of inferior culture or people of backward nations, they will observe the culture of developed nations and they will try to adopt culture of people of developed nations. And nowadays, people of underdeveloped countries, they are adopting the culture of developed nations. And in different world also, in different part of world also, Western business organizations have been established, like McDonald's, Coca-Cola, Walmart, TGI Friday. In almost all countries, these multinational companies have been established. And McDonald's is a company which has restaurants in 119 nations. And it has 33,000 branches all over the world. And per day, its daily customers are 69 million. So in all countries, multinational companies have been established. So people of underdeveloped countries, they are following the culture of developed countries. So as a result of it, common type of food, common type of dress, common type of lifestyle have been developed. So the first symptom of cultural dimension of globalization is that due to cultural dimension of globalization in the world, common type of food, common type of dress, common type of living style, common type of lifestyle have been developed. This is the first symptom of cultural impact of globalization. Second impact of cultural dimension of globalization, second symptom. First symptom we have seen. Second symptom, artistic influence. Adoption of Western arts, music and literature. Nowadays, due to cultural dimension of globalization, people of underdeveloped countries, people of developing countries, they are adopting Western arts, Western music and Western literature. So in almost all developing countries, underdeveloped countries, people are interested for Western art, Western literature, Western culture. It is another symptom. Number 3, adoption of Western values. Due to cultural dimension of globalization, people of developing nations, people of underdeveloping nations, they are adopting Western values. Western values are becoming day by day popular in the world. Like previously, Father's Day, Mother's Day were not found. But now in almost every part of the world, people are observing Father's Day, Mother's Day. It is Western value. And our fourth symptom of cultural dimension of globalization is prevalence of tolerance and diversity together. Now, people of different countries are settling in different areas. So, it has become a habit of the people that even if a diverse group are staying there, they will have to tolerate. But previously they were not tolerating. Due to cultural dimension of globalization, people of different nations are staying together. So it has become the habit of the people of one group to tolerate other group. It allows other group to exist. And nowadays, people of different nations are staying people of different nations are staying together in different groups. So now the feeling of tolerance has developed. People of one country are tolerating the colony of other country, as well as people of different nations are staying together as well as in different ways. It is another symptom of globalization. It is another symptom of cultural dimension of globalization. So we are clear what is cultural dimension of globalization, and we have discussed its 4 symptoms which are found today. Now discuss what are the positive sides of cultural dimension of globalization. If all nations will be together, if their cultures will be interrelated, what will be the good sides? Number one type of food habit, one type of living style, one type of dress codes develop a feeling of commonness among people and reduce distinction among them and feel all as human beings. Whenever people have one type of dress code, one type of food habit, one type of dress codes will develop, automatically there will not have feeling of distinctions. They will not feel others different from them. So they will feel that we are all human beings. The first impact of cultural dimension of globalization is that as all cultures of different nations have been mixed and a common culture has been developed, people now feel that they are all human beings. They do not have any difference on the basis of nationality. It is a good side of globalization. Number 2, as people of many cultures live together, a common world culture has developed and it reduces feeling of hatredness among people of different corners of the world. As people of different cultures are living together, so a common culture has been developed and people will not have hatredness towards people of other nations. People of one country will not have a feeling of hatredness towards people of other country. So another impact of cultural dimension of globalization, that the feeling of hatredness among people of different nations has been reduced. Number 3, due to mix of different cultures, the enmity among nations are reduced to almost to minimum. As people of different cultures are living together, people of China, people of India, people of Pakistan are living together. So the enmity between or among nations, which were previously, the enmity feeling has been reduced. Now nations have not so much feeling of hatredness as they had previously. Now 4, due to mixture of many cultures in different areas, world peace has been established and chance of world war has become almost minimum. As people of many cultures are living together, as world has become culturally one, so the probability of world peace has become more and the chance of world war has been reduced to the minimum due to cultural dimension of globalization. As cultures of different nations have been mixed, so the probability of world war has been reduced and the chance of world peace has been increased. So these are the positive sides of cultural dimension of globalization. Now discuss. What are the negative sides of the cultural dimension of the globalization? When the cultures of all nations will be mixed, what will be its negative sides? The first negative side is that due to entering of foreign culture, the diverse rare culture has been vanished. The first negative impact is that whenever cultures of all countries will be mixed, automatically people will have interest to acquire better culture. So there are chances that inferior cultures or some rare cultures will be vanished. And already some rare cultures have been vanished. So the first negative impact of cultural dimension of globalization is that whenever different cultures of different nations will mixed, the inferior cultures, there are chances that inferior cultures will be vanished and superior cultures will prevail, because people of backward areas, they will have interest to acquire better culture and they will forget their culture, and their culture will be day by day will be vanished. Number two, when both foreign culture and culture of a specific land will be mixed, a feeling of inferiority will develop among people having local culture. Whenever a foreign culture will enter into a local area, a feeling of inferiority will develop among people of local area. Whenever a developed culture will enter into a underdeveloped country, the local culture will develop a feeling of inferiority. This is not good. Number three, when a culture of a developed country will enter into an underdeveloped country, there is chance that local people attract more towards bad aspect of culture rather its good aspects. Whenever a foreign culture will enter into another country, whenever a developed culture will enter into another country, automatically people will be attracted towards its bad aspects, not good aspects. So whenever foreign culture will enter into a underdeveloped country, people of underdeveloped country immediately catch the bad side of the foreign culture, which will have bad impact on the country. It will have bad impact. If people will accept the bad side of the culture, it will have bad impact on the country and the society. Now four, when foreign culture will enter into a country, there will be same time, when foreign culture will enter into a country, there will be same time, there will be at the same time steep resistance and public order is at danger. Whenever foreign culture will enter into a underdeveloped country, at the time local people may resist. And if local people will resist, they will not accept the foreign culture, automatically there will be indiscipline in the area. There will be public protest. There will be disruption of public order. And it will strike the public order of that country. So in this video we have discussed, which is a very important video we have discussed, what is cultural dimension of globalization, what are its symptoms we have discussed for, what are its positive sides we have discussed for, what are its negative sides we have discussed for. I request my viewers to watch this video attentively and make best use of this video. Thank you. Again we will be here with another video. Till now, goodbye to all.